11:03 a.m. 5/26/2026. Too many thoughts. Too many thoughts all the time. Everywhere. And really, the only thing that we're left with, as far as what Nora might need at any given moment, all we're left with is her silliness. Her gusto, what she loves to do, where she would love to be right now, where she could imagine she could be better doing something else that's more fun, different than this, where she could imagine she looks different, and would have, could have, should have done a lot with herself. And then she reminds herself that all we really need in this life to be okay is love. And anything that stems from that, anything that stems from Nora giving herself the love that she needs at every given moment, which more and more turns into compassion. It turns into patience. It turns into acceptance, self-acceptance.
it turns into the ability to just remain silent and sit still and show herself the love by focused attention. Like any kind of curious person that wants to have some sort of result from her doings, from her actions, from her movements, from her motions that she puts out here in this room where she's alone, and nobody else cares, nothing else matters but the love that Nora feels for herself. And in that sense, release her bindings, release her mind to go explore the ideas that come at her, right? Whatever type of idea that might be. A good one, a big one, a tiny one, mysterious, scary, inappropriate, all the other types of stories that Nora could tell herself, except this one. This one here, that doesn't require any sort of brain cells, because the body already has all she needs in order to keep going, keep functioning, keep sitting here nice and comfortable with herself, with the necessities, the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Ice water and milk with coffee and honey. All the love in that cup that Nora could drink and offer herself and receive kindly and with worthiness, with the feeling that her body is matching. Nora showed herself the love today by listening to her body, telling her, I need to rest. So she walked the kids to the bus stop and then came home and just vegged, watched a couple movies that just showed her the love of the possibilities when a person can have all the use of their gifts. And then share the gifts with the people, places, and things that Nora likes to be with and spend time with, and practice practice being human, and practice releasing all the other ideas above and beyond what she might need in any given moment, such as this one, for example, where she doesn't have to need anything. that's material, but it's also nice to have in this physical body. Love expressed physically, which is her drink, whatever type that is. A little vial of perfume. Yeah. Tunisian opium. That's nice. Um, not looking to bottle up any sort of love here from Nora. uh, if she were a tree, she would make oxygen, right? That's part of the deal. If she were a dog, she would use those big brown eyes to show the love. If she were this vial of perfume, she would help the flowers and the chemists and the person who sold her this at some point share the love with her. And so all of that comes together here in this moment in Nora's situationship with this bottle of perfume and her coffee and her water and her comfy couch, working on her ability to just open up to all the possibilities that are for her, that she would like to experience in this life. And the portal to having anything in this world, anything on this planet, is the love that someone had at some point and that they wanted to share. And so, in the higher consciousness that Nora would like to uh, activate, get to know within herself, so that her contribution to her world, to the creation of her world that's up here, very well calculated. And then, depending on the how much time and compassion and patience and love she adds to that beautiful plan and animates her body, and takes herself for a walk or not today. And then that level of love that Nora could give to herself has some sort of outcome for her own personal situationship with herself, and bouncing those ideas off of all the other pinballs walking around planet Earth doing a thing. Now that Nora's not doing too much of a thing, just herself, it's given her a lot of time to work on herself and giving her body the love and justice and treatments, attention, silence, rest, and supporting cast. A good supporting cast, a good supportive community for Nora to be able to come into herself, step into herself, walk herself into different types of rooms, open doors and windows, and walk herself to all sorts of rooms, spaces, places. Step in front of people and just be able to look a person in the eye, in both eyes, and receive that look in return of, hey, I know you. I know you. Where do I know you from? Let's talk about it and remember. And then that could be, a longtime friend from this lifetime, from timelines shared, and these longtime friends know who they are. And now that Nora is giving everybody and everything space from her. uh, she's had a lot of time on her hands to recognize the value in the silence and in being in the thick of it, being involved, being an active member of society. There's value in all of it. And retaining the ability to recognize the different types of love available to her on this planet. Nora's mediumship practice is about receiving and transmitting the same energy, the same frequency feeling that she's got in her core body of knowledge. 5 simple universal laws that she lives by after having distilled and released all of the ideas that came at her all at once, made her think long and hard about answering how to answer the question of who am I, and still being in the process of figuring that out. Nora's not here to provide many answers. She's not here to justify what's going on with her or explain it. A lot of the time that we do this with her, that we collaborate on answering her questions in a way that she can understand, and continue with the curious energy of somebody that's just brand new on the planet. Why are we here? Who am I? Why are you here? Nora is discovering that for herself. Every time she sits down, sits still, and breathes deeply, and lets her brain go answer all those questions just outside that door. Here we talk about all we need is love. That's it. All we need is love in the body. And that is the connecting factor. That's the glue. That's the glue. If we're talking about uh, about having a sustainable manner, way, medium, fashion, form, person, substrate. Love is the substrate that Nora embodies much more easily within her after having released a lot of the heaviness that she was living with for a very long time, made up of her social memory complex, everything that she's made of. All the culture, all the food, all the people, all the human experience that Nora has in her body, encoded, absolutely encoded, and that she's running this program in her body of releasement, of cleaning house, letting shit go. Amate mas, ama, right? With that energy of someone that knows what she needs to do if she's going to do anything here on this planet is love herself most. That's the idea. If we're pushing anything here on Nora, it's that feeling of love that she is a container for, right? Emptied out her vessel, emptied it out of a lot of stuff already, but we've got just enough to work with on a level that Nora is comfortable with. Enough of her junk in the trunk. That's good for her, and we can talk about, whether she wants to keep that there. Hey, that's good. We love Nora's all her body parts. We love all her, different features. If she were a car, uh, and there's no other place that Nora would rather be right now, giving herself the time and attention in her body to do something that is like, out of self-respect, absolute self-respect for herself and her surrounding environment, community, right outside that door, not too far. Nora's here minding her business, the business of her body, the business of her wellness, the business of her personal health, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically, communally. In those ways, Nora is contributing of the love in her body to whoever so happens to hear this voice, this tone of voice, and can wait 1, 2, 3, 4.5 seconds and not get uncomfortable with the silence. Nora's getting comfortable with holding silence. Holding the silence in the room is not easy. Not for a little squirrel-minded personality like this one. Very creative. Go on, squirrel. Take your beautiful idea and your nuts and go hide somewhere. Here, Nora's out in the open. Figuratively, not literally. Figuratively speaking, we're out in the open, right? The openness of this platform. Social media. Wow. Yeah. This is this platform is a beautiful idea that the energetic body loves because it's absolutely the window to the world and every universe that Nora could reach. Much beyond this empty room. Sitting here by herself, with herself, through herself, doing a thing, showing herself the love and respect of sitting still, breathing deep, and shutting down her mind, resting that in front of her on her bed, and not losing focus at the same time. Manage all of her, all the blinky lights that just want her attention all the time. Just manage those. And step back into herself a little bit easier, more often. She's been doing that, stepping back into herself more often than not. Having released a lot of things that she was into that were of value and still are, for having hit Nora with a lot of great things that she's left with from that particular moment in time that she shared with someone at some point. And then now this current situationship that she's working on is the one with herself. And then this being just an example, a personal example of Nora's work and how she's showing herself the love and respect of the absolute attention, right? Building her patience and compassion for an ugly thing, hashtag. that she was like, no, nope, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. Nope, I'm going to go do something else. And there she ran off to do that thing, which was beautiful and worthy of Nora then and now. Things change, but all you need is love, Nora. All you need is to love yourself in this moment enough to keep at this, keep coming at this, and let everything else go for about an hour, if you can manage, to come and pay us a visit. Bring your body. Smelling good. Mm. I smell that in my stomach. It's yummy. And yes, being here with Nora in her body, with all of the love and respect that she gives to herself, we come in and we match that, and that's everything. The love is the substrate, as we had mentioned earlier, that draws us in with that beautiful fragrance that Nora is emanating. And we are privy to that in this particular moment, because sitting with her in the body in this room, surrounded by beautiful, fun ideas, very silly, all the time, very silly ideas all the time that Nora is surrounded by, because what we see in Nora's body is that she wants to have fun. She wants to enjoy the process of learning things from herself, with herself, through herself, answering questions that she asks over and 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 over in a million different ways. And then, because she never asked the same question quite the same way the millionth time, well, that point of view, that frequency that she's putting out, that love of learning, draws the idea in that most matches her posture, her look, her voice, the ability that her healthy lungs have, the ability that her clear byways, pipes, veins, all the things that Nora has as far as a physical, mental, emotional, energetic capacity to express. We're going to use that to our personal advantage. And in that collaborative process, Nora will see a change, not just be thinking about it all the time, dreaming about that thing that she most wants to live and experience. For example, being at the park with her kids and grandpa and a bunch of people. That was beautiful. It was fun. Enjoyed the food, the surroundings, and in and out. We were done in a couple hours. There was a lot of stimulation. Oof, lots of things to do, lots of people to see, right? And so she was surrounded by about 360 plus or minus points of view. And she took it all in and was like, all right, good. I could be here all day, but 2 hours is enough of a bite for me to go home and sleep on, or, you know, what did she come home? What did she do after she got home? Rested, took a nap. Yay. That was a good thing. Being with people for Nora's body is very taxing right now. She's so she needs to just be by herself a lot, and that's great. And about 3 kids who sometimes feel like 9 kids all at once, and a partner, and you know, the rest of the household, and everything that Nora's got going on in her personal life. That's about as much as she can handle of stimulation, of ideas that she could practice on. Practice as far as like showing the love, right? uh, knowing that all we need is love in this world. The practice of feeling that in her body and sharing that with herself and her community, giving herself opportunities to rest and recharge, and come to a moment like this in a relaxed and ready body. That's everything. That's everything that's required of Nora in these moments, is for her to just STFU and chill out, you know, not do anything. Just sit down and listen, Nora, since this is all for you. Yeah. Sit down and listen. Don't worry if you don't get it. Don't worry if you think that you're losing focus and you just, oops, blurted something out that you weren't supposed to say. Just TMI, too much information, too much too soon, too much crazy. Well, yeah, you got to spoon feed the crazy with love. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Taking our sweet time and giving Nora little bites of information, as much as her brain can handle and won't blow up, you know, gone. Uh-uh. She's here and she decides how fast and how slow we process her application. We process her application. Because yeah, I mean, there's a team here working with Nora, right? A team that helps her, gives her all of the ideas that she could ever need in order to stitch a story together, you know, bit by bit, itsy bit by itsy bit. And she's got this lifetime and she's got an eternity to turn her work in. So there's no rush. Whenever Nora tries to get ahead of herself, she's got good controls here, sitting as the captain, right, of her mothership triumvirate, saying hi to herself from somewhere, and then bye, squirrel, because it's time to it's time to change it up, and we'll come back in a few minutes and do it again in Spanish. All we need is love, en español.